Hello Yankee fans, how are you? Thank you for clicking on this video. I hope all those people that celebrate the holiday had an amazing holiday, um, an uplifting holiday. So for this video, I really wanted to split it up into two parts. The first thing the first part is where I'm going to go over the games and I'm just going to tell you what I liked and what I didn't like. And the next part of the video is going to be like news that are surrounding the Yankees. So with that being said, let's go over game number one against the Pirates. So game number one was on Friday, and from here, there's a couple of things that I took away. The first thing is that Gleyber Torres had an error, which cost the Yankees 2 runs. And to be honest, those 2 runs should have probably made the Yankees lose, But a miracle happened, and in the bottom of the ninth, the Pirates gave it back with their error. But yeah, I just don't like what Gleyber Torres is doing. Like I don't know where his mind is when he goes and he plays second base. There is just so much of a nonchalantness. It's like almost like we had this problem with like Robinson Cano, where he just was like, you're just too smooth for school. Like, just what Yankee fans like. You understand what I'm saying? The Yankee fans like you try hard, you make every play, you do your job. And he just for whatever reason just can't does not seem to understand it. And sometimes I just wonder like what happens in the clubhouse with him. Like what's happening? Like does Aaron Boone say something? I'm sure he says something, but like at the end of the day, it's just getting too much. And Gleyber Torres, clean it up. The next thing that happened in this game that I really liked was that Esteban Florial had had a couple of catches in center field. Garrett Cole was in trouble a couple of times. He didn't have his best stuff today, Garrett Cole. And Esteban Florial got him out of a couple of jams, and these balls were hit pretty hard. Speaking of Garrett Cole, his ERA went from a 2.81, from a 2.79 to a 2.81. Again, I'm not sure where that ranks among American League starters, but as I said in a couple of videos ago, I do think that because of George Kirby's comments, he will win the Cy Young because I think people around Major League like to see players give it their all, pitch a lot of innings, have a lot of strikeouts, and win a lot of games. Although Garrett Cole probably doesn't have doesn't have a lot of wins in his box column these days because the Yankees just are not playing up to their level. I do think that his ERA is the lowest. He has probably one of the most innings, so I do think at the end of the day he is going to win the Cy Young Award winner, the Cy Young Award. The next thing I want to discuss that happened in this game is with Yankees reliever Anthony Misichevitz. He got hit with a line drive. Honestly, really scary. Sometimes I just wonder how pitchers like pitch. I mean, I feel like in the last couple of years, it's been more and more of these. Even if it's like one, it's really like hard, and you have to have really mental toughness to come back from that. Anything that goes to your head really is hard. How many balls get lined up the middle and get bounced off the pitcher, And one of these, some of these balls can go hit your head, as it just did with Anthony Misichevitz. But thank God, it looks like according to MLB.com that he was released Saturday night, one day after taking the hard liner, right? And hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he comes back stronger and better than ever. And the last thing I really wanted to discuss, and probably just reiterate, the Yankees should have lost this game. Okay, the Yankees were on the ropes. Okay, it was an easy double play ball. just a bad throw, and I don't know what what the first baseman was doing, but the Yankees should have lost it. But they got away by the skin of their teeth. Clay Holmes gets another save, and yeah, that's all for the Friday night game. So let's go to the Saturday game. And the first thing I really wanted to discuss with this one is, Austin Wells. I just wanted to say we have to give this guy. He did hit an RBI double to score in DJ, but we do need to give him some time to be able to get his hitting on track. I believe the Yankees should give Oswald Peraza some more time. You see that what they did with Anthony Volpe. So I just think the Yankees really need to give these young players some time. Don't just go out and sign a bunch of players and get into what the team in the National League, the Padres. Like, you don't want to get into that kind of situation and overpay for people that don't deserve it. So just go and give these players some time. If they do bad, then they're not part of the future. And then we could worry about maybe signing players, or maybe you have somebody else in your minor league system that could come up and replace them. So in this game, Stanton also hit his 24th homer of the year. Congratulations to him. Still don't like what he's doing this year. A lot of outs, a lot of strikeouts. He seems a little bit lost. With Oswaldo Cabrera, like he's starting to. I think he was on like a six game hitting streak, and he also hit his first home run since June 3rd. But the point is, between Stanton and Oswaldo Cabrera, I don't know why for what Sean Casey is doing it seems like it's affecting more Oswaldo Cabrera, but not Stanton. Sometimes I wonder why. Like, I feel like Sean Casey is affecting Oswaldo Cabrera, DJ LeMahieu, maybe even a little bit Anthony Volpe, but for whatever reason, it's not affecting Stanton, and that's kind of bothersome because the Yankees were probably going to have him for the next couple of years. So why can't Sean Casey get him on track? Maybe I'm asking for too much, but I really want Stanton to start hitting. I don't know if he's not seeing the ball better, but something has to change with Stanton, as I keep saying. Another thing that happened in this game was that Johnny Brito came out of the bullpen. He threw 47 pitches. And what occurred in my head was what the Yankees are going to do with Johnny Brito. I wonder if the Yankees are going to maybe keep him in the bullpen, what they have done with Domingo Germán. They left him as a long reliever. Are they going to do that with Johnny Brito, or are they going to move him to the rotation? In the starting rotation, the Yankees are probably going to get rid of Luis Severino. I think the Yankees are going to have Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Clark Schmidt, maybe Yamamoto. I'm not sure what the deal is with Nestor Cortez. I do think he's going to end up being in the rotation maybe later on in the season. They just don't want to give him too many innings after him having fatigue this season. But the Yankees don't have many starters. They have the other pitcher who was also reliever. I forgot his name as well. But hopefully he can become a good starter for the Yankees. Now, for the last game, the only thing I really wanted to say, the Yankees just have so many errors, Like, what happens in this organization? Like, where's the coaching? Like, there should be a way to coach it out of them, And for whatever, you had Gleyber Torres give up 2 runs. Anthony Volpe couldn't just take a regular routine ground ball. A ball hit off the third base, hit off the third base bag. So what's, in my opinion, like what's happening with that? And like, is there like maybe situationally, can they go over some stuff? They should be in the field more if they're struggling. They should be working on these plays, where to throw, who to throw to. You know, it reminds me of Bill Belichick. He always used to give Tom Brady a wet ball, a wet football when he knew there was going to be rain. Like, can the Yankees do something like that just to like get these players better at playing defense? And I feel like the Yankees always have a hard time with defense. They're never this year. They're never on their game, to say the least. Okay, so now that I went over the games, I did want to go over news that are surrounding the Yankees. So the first piece of news that I wanted to get to was, should the Yankees fire Brian Cashman? I mean, we know the Red Sox fired Chaim Bloom. Should the Yankees fire Brian Cashman? So here's the thing that I wanted to that I kind of like, it was going through my head as they were doing this. I know I should have probably talked about this in last episode, but I'm talking about it now because I just needed time to think about why they would do such a thing. A lot of times I feel like the Red Sox are very like ahead of the curve. They're always they were one of the first teams to incorporate analytics in their department of baseball. And some like Chaim Bloom was taken from the Rays, right? And they obviously, in my opinion, I think sometimes like in the organization, I guess they realized that philosophy is not working, and they're trying to change philosophies. They're very good at pivoting to a new thing. They win a World Series. They get new players. They get a new GM. And sometimes I just wonder I'm wondering now if that's the reason why they got rid of Chaim Bloom, um, just to like get in a new philosophy, get the new philosophy in the organization rather than sticking with the stuff that don't work. And now, with how does this apply to Cashman? In my opinion, Cashman is always behind the times. Okay, he just was late to the analytics party. I mean, he lied to Yankee fans about how the league caught up to the Yankees when in truth the league was way past the Yankees, and the Yankees were the ones who were trying to catch up. And I still think the Yankees are trying to catch up. You know, just get back to a balanced lineup. They don't have that. And I just think that also Brian Cashman is also making a lot more blunders. He almost traded Clark Schmidt away for like Alex Verdugo, and you already know like with that Alex Cora benched Alex Verdugo, and he benched him for being lazy, kind of. And my opinion on Gleyber Torres. He's lazy, and it drives me up the wall. I'm not sure why I would want another player who's lazy. I just think that would make some Yankee fans have heart attacks. So, in my opinion, yeah, Brian Cashman is a little bit past his time. I'm sure there are a lot more GMs that are better than him. The dude on the Phillies, the dude on the Braves, the dude on the Dodgers, the Rays. All these GMs are better, and just I want the best GM, and Brian Cashman isn't it. So, my opinion, time for him to go. By the way, this also shows that the Yankees are really they are willing to shop Clark Schmidt. That's the point I took from here also. The Yankees are willing to shop Clark Schmidt, and that's a big deal because he's been one of the most consistent pitchers the Yankees have had this year. And why would you want to trade that? Why would you want to trade somebody who's most consistent? And then the next thing I wanted to discuss was something about DJ Lemahieu. So there was discussions among Yankee fans about whether DJ Lemahieu should take over third base or take over second base. So I have two options for the Yankees. In my opinion, DJ Lemahieu is a utility guy for sure. But the best option for me that I would love the most would be that the Yankees should keep DJ Lemahieu as their super utility guy, let Oswald Peraza take over third base, and let Gleyber Torres take over second. I mean, he has one more year on his contract. It gives you a chance to either develop a second baseman or maybe sign him to a long-term deal. I would think it's best to probably get a second baseman, develop one, because I think that you're gonna have too many contracts, and you don't want to get stuck in a long-term contract. The next best option is if you really have to trade Gleyber Torres because he has 1 year left on his contract and he may be too expensive to re-sign. So then maybe we should have IKF at third and move Oswald Peraza to to second base. But again, that brings up a lot of other problems because IKF is also a super utility guy. Do you want to have DJ LeMahieu, who's a super utility guy, and have IKF as also another super utility guy? It's just a lot of redundancy. And do the Yankees want to spend money on that? And also, will IKF want to come back on a whatever 1 year deal? I'm not sure. Maybe you could bring in Oswaldo Cabrera to play third base and move Oswald Peraza to second base. But because Oswaldo Cabrera has been hitting the ball as of late, I'm sure Sean Casey has a lot to do with that. So maybe it's best that the Yankees move in that direction. I just don't think the Yankees want to have, three super utility guys. You want to have Oswaldo Cabrera, IKF, and DJ LeMahieu. I think the Yankees need to go in a direction where you have set people for set positions. Anthony Rizzo at first. Have a set person. You have a set person at second, whether it's Oswald Peraza, Oswaldo Cabrera, Gleyber Torres. You need to have somebody who's set there. You can't just keep running out people that are super utility guys and then expect that that they perform at on like a regular third baseman's deal. You can't expect that. A super utility guy comes in once in a while to take over a certain position. Shouldn't be every single day. And also, some people may ask, why can't DJ LeMahieu just take over second or take over third? Why do we have to re-sign IKF? Well, let me ask you, the Yankees have had a lot of injuries. DJ LeMahieu has been injury prone, as we know. He's always injured with his toe. He's injured with something every year. Hernia. There's always something he's injured with. Are you really going to rely on DJ LeMahieu to be healthy for a full season? In my opinion, no. It's not good for the organization. You're going to have a hole there almost immediately because he gets injured very often. Although I do love he's starting to hit the ball. He's starting to get better hits. And again, kudos to Sean Casey. He's starting to leave his mark. Hopefully that could be replicated in the future. But at this point, I just don't think... I think probably the best option is either have Gleyber Torres at second, Oswald Peraza at third, or maybe bring Oswaldo Cabrera to third base and have maybe Oswald Peraza to second if you need to trade Gleyber Torres. With that being said, let's move on to the next topic. So, John Heyman said that the Yankees would be interested in trading for Mike Trout. And obviously, Mike Trout has a no-trade clause, so he obviously dictates where he wants to go if the Angels decide to trade him, or the Angels agree with Mike Trout that he should be allowed to get a trade. And my opinion on this is that the Yankees should not trade for him. Because, first of all, he is also another player who's always injured. And I'm sick and tired of the Yankees signing people who are always injured. Even Carlos Rodon, who had a decent start, but he's been injured for half the season. We needed him in the beginning, and he just wasn't there. So, in my opinion, the Yankees should not sign him and should not trade for him. Also, another reason why I don't want him is because, first of all, we have Jason Dominguez, and I'm really holding out hope that Jason Dominguez turns out to be a superstar, and he could be our center fielder, and we can have him for cheap until contracts like Stanton run out, and maybe even Carlos Rodon. But yeah, I don't want the Yankees to trade for him. And just on a side note, like how many long-term contracts will the Yankees be able to withhold? We know Hal Steinbrenner is not a person who likes to spend money. So do you think the Yankees are really going to go after Mike Trout for his contract? I don't think so. But the truth is, if the Yankees do get him, they'll probably move him to left field and have like maybe Pereira. Maybe they'll trade Pereira or they'll turn him into a super utility guy. We'll see. But in my opinion, the Yankees should not go after him. The Yankees have to get younger, less injury prone. And the last thing that I wanted to discuss was recently it was said that Shohei Ohtani, his locker was cleared out. Now, I'm not really sure what that means. It kind of reminds me of when like LeBron left Miami and Cleveland. I always remembered him like taking off his jersey at the beginning of the tunnel, and in my head, it always meant that he was going to leave the organization. So maybe clearing out your locker signifies the same type of thing. I'm not sure, but it kind of gives me that memory of LeBron and how he left organizations. And the question with this becomes that if he does become a free agent, should the Yankees go after him and should the Yankees sign him if he wants to come here? And in my opinion, I know this is going to be a very controversial take. I do not think the Yankees should get him. First of all, he's going to want a 10 to 12 year contract, this guy, Shohei Ohtani. And the contract you're paying is for both being a pitcher and being a hitter. And let me ask you, he's probably going to get his second Tommy John surgery. Do the Yankees really want to go and pay somebody after two Tommy John surgeries? You're paying for basically two players in one, right? And if the person that you're paying for may not be able to do one of his jobs, which is pitch, in a couple of years, do you really want to pay for that? And in my opinion, the Yankees should not. He's injured. And you don't want to take the risk again. And the truth is, he is the age 29. So if the Yankees were to sign him, I would really hope it would be for like a 5-year deal. I'm not sure if he would accept it, but I would really hope that it's for not such a long time. But the Yankees should not go after him, in my opinion. If you really want to get a hitter, we got Aaron Judge for 9 years, $360 million contract. Shohei Ohtani is going to want $500 million. Do yourself a favor. You can get a hitter for much cheaper than that. Even if he's more than Aaron Judge, he's not $500 million. You understand? So, in my opinion, let me reiterate, I do not think the Yankees should get him. Again, a lot of these players are injury prone, and I don't think that you just build a winning organization with injury-prone players. That's my opinion. Okay, guys, so that's the end of the episode. Thank you for watching, listening. Please subscribe, hit the notification, hit the bell. Please share this video and let me know what you think. Give me stuff that you want to talk about. I don't mind. We'll see what we can do with that. And yeah, have a great night. See you on the next one.